of Momo Con. This is a 4-day convention taking place in Atlanta, Georgia from May 24th to 27th. Today is the first day and the show hours are from 2 p.m. to 7 p.m. This is my first time at Momo Con and my second time in Atlanta because I was at Anime Week in Atlanta last year in October, so I'm really excited to be here and just to be back in Atlanta. I rushed in at exactly like 2 p.m. today because we were at the aquarium and I didn't want to leave early, and so I was at the aquarium for a while and then we left at like 1:40 and then we had to book it over to the convention center because it started at 2. But oh my god, I went into the loading dock yesterday for setup, so I really had no idea how big the rest of the convention center is. But then we walked through the front today and it's humongous. I went down like 3 escalators and I walked for so long and it was so crowded and congested. It took me forever to get to my table. But it's okay, I wasn't really worried because we're like towards the very back, so I figured attendees would not make their way towards us that quickly. That was the chronicles of me running late on the first day because I was busy looking at fishies. Since my last con was ASEN and that one didn't allow stickers, I almost forgot to pack my stickers for this one until I was like kind of checking off my list. I don't know what happened, but something popped into my head like a few hours before I was supposed to leave for my flight. I was like, wait a minute, I don't have my box of stickers packed. But good thing we brought them. It is 6 p.m. right now. I think sales on average for this event has been a bit slower on a Friday than what I normally anticipate. We're a bit over 300 away from making expenses, and usually within the first day I can anticipate making back all my expenses. I'm unsure about how our table location is directly impacting sales yet, because I will say I am one of the second, third to last rows in the entirety of Artist Alley, and it's really big. I'd say we're around 400, maybe 400 plus artists, and our row is definitely towards the end of the hallway on the opposite side of the entrance. I'll throw the map on the screen, but I'm still very hopeful. Today is only a Friday, so I'll see how things end up for the next few days. I am a part of a Studio Ghibli rally, and usually these also help people get to your table, especially if you have a not so favorable table location. These kind of help attendees visit everyone on the map, so you can kind of rest assured that people still kind of make their way to the back of the hall just to check your table out, and usually it ends up with them purchasing from you as well. It is 6:45 p.m. right now and we've made back all of our expenses, which is great. I was a bit concerned at first about whether we hit sales goals and make back all our profit today, but we did, so that's great news. We have around an hour and 15 left until closing time.
Circle.
7:09 p.m. right now, and we're actually a bit over our expenses, so we're actually profiting on the first day, which is great news. It is the end of day 1 of Momo Con. I honestly spent a good amount of the day leaving my helper at my booth and walking around to look at other artists' tables. I think working solo at ASEN and not having the chance to walk around really makes me like crave walking around for this convention, and thankfully I have a helper this time, so I left him to frolic around the hall. But it is the end now, and overall, though I was a bit worried, pretty good first day. We have 3 more days to go, so I will see you all tomorrow. Hello friends, it is day 2 of Momo Con. Today's show hours are from 10 a.m. to 7 p.m. I had to swing by Staples this morning to grab some business cards because I came home from ASEN and realized I was out of business cards. I was like, I swear to God, I had bought 1,000 a while ago. not even a while ago, a little bit ago. So I wasn't anticipating on running out so quickly, but I guess since I've been doing a lot of conventions, these have been going really fast. But Staples didn't have my order ready yesterday, so I didn't have cards yesterday. But we have our cards today, so that's good. That's why I always say having a little QR code for people to scan that leads them to your links is really useful, because yesterday when I didn't have my cards, a lot of people just scanned this. And do you need a receipt with that? You're all set to go then. Thank you, have a good one. And will that be all for you today? Okay. And do you need a receipt with that? You're all set to go. Thank you so much, have a good one. It's been around an hour, and honestly not too many people. But once again, I am in the back aisle, so it usually takes 1 to 2, maybe even 3 hours before the attendees have fully filed from the entrance in the front rows towards the back rows where I am. We came in through the loading dock today, thankfully, because yesterday they had actually closed off the loading docks and they didn't let vendors enter through that way, so we had to go through the main entrance, down so many escalators and through such a big crowd, and honestly probably took us 10 to 15 minutes to get from the entrance into where Artist Alley is, so being able to use the back entrance saved a lot of time today. I have woken up from my nap. I slept for 2 hours under the table. If you know me, I have a really hard time falling asleep in places that aren't home and in a bed, and I am a light sleeper as well. So it's surprising that I even managed to knock out under the table, because it was not comfortable and it's so loud here. But I think I was just really tired from doing ASEN last week, and then just all the prep work going into Momo Con, and also the traveling in between different time zones. I've been switching a lot because of flights in the convention, so I think my body is just super confused right now. It's me!
Oh my god! Was it slow for you guys? Or?
No, after she fell asleep,
After
like
I
a
fell
rush,
asleep,
a rush
it was
came.
a rush.
I see.
That was pretty packed.
He was dying, I think. It's okay. I was also dying in a different way.
In the sleep.
Yeah, I think it's like the deprivation and the time zone changes that's like messing with me.
3 hour ahead. That just almost kicks you and you're like,
Oh no, no, we were afraid of that, but like thankfully no one kicked me. But I think when I finally arose, like with my muddy ears, like kind of popped up right on the table, and it's like, what the heck?
you're like, I am alive.
Yeah. Have a good rest of your day. Do you need a receipt with that? Okay, you're all set to go then. I love them. They're so cute. Are you excited for the movie?
Yes, I already got my tickets.
Oh my gosh, really? Are you going on premiere day, or are you like waiting until the next? I'm so glad to see that the Haikyuu fans are alive and well. And do you need a receipt with that? All set to go then. Thank you so much. It is currently 5:15 p.m. right now. We are definitely doing way better than yesterday, and the pace of transaction feels like how it would normally feel at a mid-tier con for me. I do have to note that the convention center, and especially the exhibit hall, is extremely large. There are around 400, maybe even 400 plus artists within Artist Alley, which is a lot of artists. And since the hall is very large, I've had attendees mention to me that they stopped halfway when walking yesterday just because they got too tired and they basically clocked out and they didn't want to walk around anymore. And then they left the rest of the hall to explore for the next few days of the convention. So if you're on the further end of the hall like me, I wouldn't be surprised if the first day of sales is very slow and it picks up within the next few days, since attendees probably didn't have the chance to get you to your side within the first day or two. I think at least for this con, table placement definitely matters, just due to how big the hall is. But even the location can impact your performance. I'm not saying that it's going to completely make or break your sales. I think regardless of location, you have a good chance of doing well as long as you have the products that attendees want to buy. I think it's sometimes easy to let poor location discourage you, but it's always good to practice self-confidence in yourself and your products. Recognize your location as a factor that plays into your performance, but don't think of it as something that completely dictates your performance. Just have the confidence that you'll do well because the people that see your products will actually want to buy them. And do you need a receipt with that? Thank you. Have a good one. And you're all set to go. Thank you so much. Have a good one. I think I definitely underpacked the Hunter x Hunter bags, which I'm so about because I have so many of these at home. I placed like an order for 500 of them a while ago, so I have a very large amount of these at home, and I am confident that they'll sell over time. But I brought a whole bunch of these to Anime Central with me last week, and these were like, they didn't sell as well as the Asian Saucin and the Spirited Away tote bag, so I didn't bring that much of them to this one. But these ones have been flying at Momo Con, and now I really wish that I had brought more. It goes back to just like when you're traveling for events, you never know what is going to be popular there. Like, you can always try your best to guess and estimate, especially if you've had prior experiences at the event, but you just never know what is gonna be what the attendees want at that event, and it makes packing for it so freaking hard. It is 6 p.m. right now. We have sold out of the Sunny and Mary bucket hats. I only had 15 to bring with me to this convention, so they are gone now. Currently in production. Fingers crossed they come in time for AX. My manufacturer said they should, so putting all my faith in her. But yes, I anticipated them to run out pretty early on since I didn't have that much with me. Usually I bring at least 20, usually towards the 25 to 30, and for it to last me for the whole con, ASIN was a different story, but that's my usual numbers for that hat. I'm not surprised that it sold out at this time on a Saturday with 2 more days left to go, but they are on pre-orders. Officially the end of day 2 of Momo Con. I am sleepy and hungry, and I'm gonna go eat dinner now, so I will see you all tomorrow. Hello friends, it is day 3 of Momo Con. Today's show hours are from 10 a.m. to 7 p.m. Yep, and you're all set to go. Thank you so much. Have a good one. You're all set to go. Thank you. Have a good one. We are all sold out of the Hunter tote bags. I did a big oopsie. I did not bring enough. I feel like out of all my bags right now, usually it's the Asian sauces and Spirited Away that have been my best sellers. There hasn't been that. Like Hunter always will sell at conventions, but not as like a bestseller amongst the tote bags. So this time I was like, I probably don't need to bring that much. Wrong! so wrong! Sometimes I feel like Hunter's like dying down as an anime, or there isn't as many fans anymore, but they pulled up to Momo, y'all. There is so many Hunter fans here. And I was talking to some other artist friends, and I think that's the general consensus too. There are more Hunter fans here than we anticipated, so most of us did not bring enough stuff for Hunter. It's a very welcome surprise, but a surprise I wish I knew beforehand when I was packing for the convention. It is 5 p.m., slowing down a bit right now, so let's take some time to talk. That sounded a bit too serious. It's not anything serious. I just wanted to discuss my thoughts concerning the convention, like the logistical side of it. I've been talking to a lot of other artists in Artist Alley at Momo Con, and we have a lot of thoughts regarding the organization and layout of the event. The first big thing we noticed is the lack of signage from the entrance of the convention center towards the Artist Alley area. There's already very little signs to begin with, but none of them actually point you to where Artist Alley is. In fact, I don't think I saw any signs saying exhibitors or Artist Alley until I actually ended up in the building where Artist Alley is, which is not very helpful if you're an attendee trying to find where Artist Alley is within this huge convention center. And then when you actually find the hall, there's only one entrance to go inside. You go down the escalator and through one door, which if you can imagine creates a very large bottleneck effect. And then you have to go past all the VR, gaming, and cars before you actually reach the entrance to exhibitors in Artist Alley. This is a picture I found showing the crowd at around 4:30 p.m. on Saturday, and I feel like as an attendee, I'd only be willing to wait in that line once. And if that's at 4:30 p.m., by the time I get in, I only have 2 hours to shop and look around the entirety of the exhibitors in Artist Alley Hall. I definitely had attendees tell me themselves that they just got tired halfway through walking through all the tables, and they just kind of like stopped and gave up and left the hall. And speaking of how big the vendor in Artist Alley Hall is, many of us are also feeling the impact of the change in layout this year. For reference, last year, entrance here and Artist Alley was around here. Compared to this year, escalators and entrances here and Artist Alley is way over here. As you can see, that is a huge difference in distance that the attendees have to travel to get to Artist Alley. And I think this change in placement is partly due to how they increased the amount of Artist Alley tables this year. This is a map of Artist Alley from last year, and this is the map from this year. It looks like they've around doubled the amount of tables in Artist Alley this year compared to last year. And that looks like a very sizable increase, which is why they had to reshuffle the placements around. So I think the increase in Artist Alley tables has not only just impacted sales in terms of the amount of artists here and the money that attendees have being spread really thin, but we are also just very heavily impacted in regarding to our placement within the convention center. A lot of us wish that there was just more entrances for the attendees to be able to go in, instead of it just being one escalator and one door and having people bottleneck their way in and having to wait in line for a really long time to be able to even enter and see Artist Alley, but also having more signage around the convention center hall pointing to where Artist Alley is, or even just announcements from the con staff to let people know that there is an artist alley here and how to get there would be extremely helpful for us artists. I think it's just a bit frustrating knowing that us artists pay a lot to be here, and we contribute to a good chunk of money that the convention gets to be able to even host the event. But it feels like most of the time they put Artist Alley on the back burner, especially when it comes to our location within this con center. And honestly, a lot of attendees tell me that when they attend a convention, the thing that they're looking forward to the most is Artist Alley, or a lot of people are there to shop in Artist Alley and exhibitors. So it just doesn't make sense to me why conventions wouldn't prioritize their artists and their exhibitors when we are the reason that a huge amount of these attendees want to attend the convention to begin with. So yeah, just some of my thoughts after talking to a lot of other artists and kind of getting everyone's feedback and opinions. I'm not saying it's a terrible con, at least for me personally. I'm still profiting, I'm doing good. It is definitely a mid-sized con for me. But I think just in terms of communication, how the event is run, and also just the venue itself, I definitely think there's a lot of room for improvement. It's my helper's turn for under the table EP time today. Alright y'all, let's talk expenses. A 6-foot table for Momo Con in Artist Alley is $350. Flights for me and my helper were $751.94. And thankfully I have a wonderful friend living near Atlanta that let me crash with her at her place. So I was able to save on my hotel costs and also any Uber costs as well, since my wonderful friend drove us around for the weekend. So these are my total expenses for the trip. Once again, I did not factor in any costs of food or the actual cost of my merchandise into the price, so keep that in mind. I was able to make back all my expenses within the first day and even made profit, so that's always good news. And usually that's my goal for the first day for every event that I'm at. It's always baseline at least all of my expenses within the first day, and some profit would be nice. The amazing Christine just came over to give me her Secret Anime Society shirt. Wait for the back, wait for the back. Ta-da! Oh my god, thank you so much. It is now 6:15 p.m., 45 minutes until closing. I left him for like a good hour. Maybe closer to an hour, 15, an hour and a half, but I wanted to run around to take a look at Artist Alley. It's so big. There's so many beautiful, amazing artwork here. Sales so far have been going pretty good. I think it feels like we're about matched to yesterday. I haven't fully calculated the numbers yet, but based on vibes, I think that's around where we are at right now. I'm here to show off the beautiful... Oh my gosh, hi, hello. I was just about to show your thing on camera. I got this, I don't want to assemble it yet, but it's like a little ASL standee from Alkun. It's beautiful. I hold them so close to my heart, and I'm so excited to have them sit as my emotional support on my table. And she also let me roll her Luffy gacha. And I got little running Wano Luffy, but like in disguise form. Got this mini Pikmin print. It's so cute. Low-key, I don't even play Pikmin, but I just think that the little guys are so cute. Maybe I should start playing so that I have an excuse to keep buying Pikmin stuff. And in honor of the Atlanta Aquarium and my love for whale sharks, I got this little whale shark pin that says "Save the Sharks," and it's so cute and so beautiful, and it makes me so happy. No better time to buy whale shark merch like when you're in Atlanta, right? End of day 3. Pretty good. We beat yesterday's numbers, which is a surprise, but a welcome surprise. So we are gonna go eat KBBQ for dinner, and I am so excited and I am so hungry, so I will see you all tomorrow. Bye! Oh! Bye! Hello friends, it is day 4 of Momo Con, last day. Can you see the way the light slowly leaves my eyes day after day? But we are so close to the end. Today's show hours are from 10 a.m. to 5 p.m. I think my sales goal for today is reaching at least Friday's number. I think I'd be happy if that was where we ended at. I was a bit nervous on Friday of how this con would end up, but honestly, it's been pretty good so far. I think it's been a very satisfactory mid-level con for me. Even taking into account the location and just the entire setup of the convention center and the exhibit halls, I think I'm still doing fairly well. So I'm honestly really happy with where my sales numbers are at right now. And you're all set to go, thank you. Have a good one. And you're all set to go, thank you, have a good one. We are down to 3 of the Asian sauces bags in the back. Good thing I brought a good amount of these. They do tend to be a bestseller, so I think I'm definitely going to sell all 3 by the end of the day. The Hunter x Hunter fan base here is definitely pretty strong because not even just my bags, my Hunter x Hunter pins have been also selling more than they usually are as well. I feel like Hunter x Hunter is a tad bit of a niche fandom nowadays in the anime convention community, especially when it comes to people looking for and buying Hunter x Hunter merch. So usually my pins don't sell like very well, but they're going at this one, and that makes me really happy. This is all of the stock that I have left of my tote bags and bucket hats. Very little Asian sauces left. A good amount of spirited away. I did bring a whole lot. I don't think we're gonna go through all of this today, but I'm pretty sure we can bring it down to half. And then completely out of the reversible Sunny and Mary's, some no thoughts at empties, Gojo's over here, some more reversibles and hats there, but this is definitely way less compared to what I brought because I had filled up. This one suitcase was full of just tote bags and bucket hats, as well as this little red carry-on, and probably another half of that suitcase and another half of that one was just full of like these. So to only have this much left is a total success in my opinion. Our mini charms container is looking extremely empty, and this container is also looking pretty empty as well. This entire thing, as well as this, was completely filled with the one-piece spinner pins. I brought at least 25 of this to put in here, maybe a bit more, and we are down to, what is this, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 of them. If you're coming to Momo, I'd also recommend bringing a whole bunch of business cards. The amount of tables that I've dropped by and seen that they'd run out of business cards by the end of Saturday or yesterday is many. There are many tables that have no business cards left. And since it is a 4-day convention, plan accordingly when it comes to the number of business cards you're going to bring. And to kind of put into perspective how many business cards you might need to bring to this convention, I do not have business cards on Friday. I picked them up on Saturday morning. I ordered 1,000. Each one of these boxes is $2.50, and I went through one whole box plus a bit more just on Saturday and Sunday. So that's 250 cards in the span of 2 days. So if you're doing this for 4 days, I'd say bring 500 to be safe if you don't want to run out. But yeah, way more than you might think you need. I believe having the business cards there at conventions really does help, since attendees will go home and find your shop online or follow you on your social media. I definitely notice an increase in the amount of followers I get on my Instagram during and post the convention weekend. And since I do keep my shop open during conventions, I do also notice an influx in the amount of orders that I get within the convention days as well. Yesterday and today, I've been seeing a lot of people wearing my Hunter x Hunter tote bags around the convention center, and it always makes me so happy to see. And I'm just like, yeah, of course, they like bought the tote, so they're most likely going to use it, but like the fact that they're actually like wearing it around and using it, I don't know, it makes me so happy. I also saw a couple of Nanami cosplayers who have been wearing the little Nanami hat with their Nanami cosplays, and I always love to see that. It's the cutest thing ever. Also, I want to get your opinion on this, because I was thinking if there was a difference between sales and like just interactions when I'm sitting versus when I'm standing, because typically if I'm here at the table and running it, I'm usually standing because I feel like it gives me more like movement to move around, and honestly I think it kind of encourages customers to like come and talk to you a bit more, and so I personally feel like I make a bit more like sales whenever I'm like standing up versus sitting down, because I feel like when like you're standing, just like your body posture and how you present yourself, as long as it is like welcoming, it kind of helps pull the customers in a bit more, and they feel like they can come to your booth and like talk to you and stuff. Or at least I like try to convey a very like open body language, like I'm friendly, please come talk to me, I don't bite, not hard at least, but I'm kidding. But you know, like I feel like it's like when I'm kind of like, hi, I'm just a small girl selling silly art, please come say hi to me. Versus like when I'm sitting, I feel like I can be like very slouchy, and I'm just kind of like, and I don't know if that kind of like deters people from kind of coming, because I feel like if I'm sitting, that means I'm probably dead and sleepy and probably disassociating. I don't know if that's just me. So you Artist Alley vendors out there, let me know in the comments what your experience with this has been, and if you notice a difference at all in your sales when you're standing versus when you're sitting. I've been getting a lot of comments on all my little hair clips that I've been wearing this weekend, which thank you, I also freaking love them. So big shout out to We All Love Crafts. I think they're on Etsy. They sent me a whole bunch of these little crochet hairbands to wear to conventions, so thank you so much. I literally love them, and I'm so happy to have several to switch out between convention days. Honestly, I think I was just so sad being at Anime Central by myself and not being able to walk around to see all the wonderful art that artists have for purchase, and so I spent a lot of time during this con walking and leaving my helper at his table, which I'm so thankful for him. But I also got a good amount of shopping done because I didn't really treat myself at ASEN, and I ended up kind of treating myself at Momo Con instead. Theme for today's purchases is socks. I think I've been really into art that I can wear as of lately to, you know, have more colorful art within my day-to-day living. But we acquired many socks today. We have this cat one right here. And this one I've been thinking about all weekend. I saw them on Friday and I kept on thinking about them. I'm still thinking about them today, so I had to go get them. And in honor of the Georgia Aquarium as well. But they're little garden eels as socks. And then I left my table to get this little claw clip, which is adorable. I don't even like wear claw clips that often, TBH, but now that I have this, I need to find some ways to be able to wear my hair in a claw clip. And the purchase is gonna stop there, right? But then I was walking and then I saw these. And then it was one of those things where you see and you're like, okay, I have to have it. But they're like whales and marine creatures, but as fruits. I think I've been really into like marine themed things because I actually do really love marine animals. My boyfriend and I love like going to aquariums to see all the marine creatures, and so these right up my alley. But that is it for my haul. I am not allowed to leave my table anymore today, so I can stop doing damage to my wallet. But I'm actually very happy with everything that I got. And honestly, like buying things at Artist Alley is one of the best parts about being here and vending here anyways. So, I mean, it is around 3:40 p.m. right now, so an hour, 20 minutes before the end of the convention, and sales definitely have slowed down significantly. I was hoping there'd be a tad bit more of a rush today of people like finalizing their purchases or being less hesitant to make purchases, but I'm not saying it's a bad number at all. I was just hoping, you know, people with the purchase power would be a bit more today, but seeing that we're an hour and 20 minutes away, and with the way that sales have drastically slowed down, I think we are kind of maxing out our sales right around now. I'm sure there's going to be a few more last minute purchases as the hour goes by, but with the numbers I'm seeing now, I'm satisfied with my time here. I've hit most of my sales goals and definitely made an amount of profit that I'm happy with. I also know that people tend to be curious about the amount of items that I sell and find seeing those numbers really helpful, so I'll do some calculating after the convention and throw the numbers up on the screen of items sold by category for you to see what's sold at this convention. And transaction wise, I'd say that this convention leans more heavily towards card for me, but I think that is also because I am towards the very last few rows of Artist Alley. My friends who are closer to the front says that they have been getting a lot of cash, so once again I think people run out of cash by the time they get to the end where I am, so it's been leaning like at least 70% towards cards transaction. So personally, as a person from the West Coast, I'd make the trip back over to Atlanta for Momo Con next year. It was a good con. I'm happy with my sales. The attendees were nice. I loved seeing all the other artists around and being able to see their merch and buy all of their beautiful art. And of course, being near the Georgia Aquarium is always a plus. It's like the #1 thing I was looking forward to because I had such a fun time at the aquarium when I was doing AWA last year. So I'm honestly so grateful that I got to come back to Atlanta and visit the Georgia Aquarium again. It's been 4 whole days. I am so sleepy and so hungry, but it's been such a wonderful experience being here. Would love to be back in Atlanta again. So Ayla, Momo, please take me for your next conventions. But that is all for now. My next official big convention is Anime Expo. So I will see you all then. Bye!